for us to sit down. You tell me what my coming out of parliament will mean to you, what it will do to us. It was not just a matter of get out of parliament. Uh, the, the, uh, the international community will give our independence. Children should not go to school. Go to school, cut their fingers. All those were barbaric acts. It was not a matter of threat, it's a matter of strategizing. So the United Nations, before they went to the United Nations, as I said in previous past interviews, I had been there several times. Before they went to the White House, I'd been there several times and met officials of the White House. And I'd met all those that are concerned in England, France, Germany, etc. I'd met all these people and talked to them about the situation of Cameroon. Though then it was just the SDF. But I felt the pains of the Anglophones and what we were going through. But that children should now come out of the bushes with guns to say, before me, if you don't do it, we'll shoot you. We'll do that. I said, look, you cannot shoot me. You take note. You know that I'm a shooter myself. If you are smoking a cigarette, I can shoot a cigarette off your hands and you run away with your hands. So you don't bring guns to me as if there are things I've never seen. And I told them frankly in their faces that I shot my first gun when their mothers were not yet born. I'm 79 going 80, and I shot my first gun at the age of 5 when my grandfather died. And the gun I shot then was the gunpowder gun with the flint, which is the most frightful. If I was able to shoot it then, and I never threw my late grandfather's gun down, you know that I have the heart that I can handle a gun. Anyway, they confessed to me that power. So then you don't think that you can intimidate me with guns. And this is how it's gone up. And up till today, you have people still fighting, want an independence. You are forming a government outside, a government this and that. Oh, at one time, okay, let the SDF go to Boya and all the people to Boya and arrest the governor and the SDO, and then your interim government will come from outside to be installed in Boya. And in that interim government, there was nobody of the SDF. There was nobody in Cameroon, resident in Cameroon that was in that government. So I really felt sorry. I didn't know how the people, and up to today, I'm still at a loss because I don't know how the people out here are fighting and what they see. You don't think that you fight it and just come take a Cameroon, hold somebody who is resident in Cameroon, sit down here, go down there. It's a matter of discussion. You've seen other wars where people were fighting to have their independence. And the Nigerian Biafran War is one that I'll come up with because I lived it. I saw it. I witnessed it. It started in my presence. Now, if they did what they did, and the Northerners were fighting, the people of Eastern Nigeria were fighting, General Adekunle, the Scorpion, was in Lagos, handling all those things. Ojukwu took the East. And Ojukwu took the East, and they said all the soldiers of Eastern region or Eastern origin should go back to the East. All the military equipment that were in the East remain in the East. So they had all these things, a very good start. Well, the Amazonian boys have fought hard with the local guns to stand up where they are. But the people have to sit down and talk. And
yes, Chairman, if knowing very well that the Amazonians have a targeted goal going to Buea, as is fondly said, and you are a federalist, if they contacted you to sit and talk, what would have come out of this union? Because you are strongly a federalist and you believe in one Cameroon, but a federal system, and the Amazonian leaders, their target is independence. Now, that combination, what would have come positive of it?
Well, it's a matter of sitting down to talk, and you tell me where we are going to. It's not a matter of holding the gun to give me instructions or give instructions to anybody with the barrel of the guns. Sit down here, take left, right, keep moving. No, let us know where I'm moving to. Am I moving into fire? Am I moving into the deep blue sea? Or we are moving onto a future that will welcome us? So it was a matter of talking. What, what I'm at a loss, and I've not been told up till today, is why the Amazonian leaders refused inviting people from Cameroon who are resident in Cameroon, Anglophones from the north, southwest, for them to sit down, discuss, to say, this is what we want. You sit outside, discuss your things, and give instructions. It is not fair that way. I'm a Democrat, and I believe in the rules of democracy. That if we sat down to talk, and you convince me.
Yeah, my co-host Honore just joined. Honore, welcome to the platform. I know you were heard back. Thank God you finally made it.
Bonsoir Modeste, c'est un plaisir d'avoir le chairman Nijon Fru Ndi avec nous ce soir. Chairman Nijon Fru Ndi, again, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. C'est une opportunité de...
You came late. I hope you shall not be late at your funeral or mine.
No, he had a technical issue, Chairman.
À 13h02, j'étais connecté et les aléas du direct ont fait que je ne puisse pas pouvoir être là au début avec Modeste. Néanmoins, thank you, Chairman. I apologize to starting with this a little bit time late than Modeste. So, my first question to you, Chairman, is about we have here this morning Mukuri Manga, who a former vice president of the parliament, passed away. He was in SDF, and he was in the parliament as a SDF member. Before him, we had Barrister Francis Sama, we had Barrister Bandam. So three people from SDF. What are the words that you can, the message that you can have regarding all this loss? Thank you. First, avoid.
I want to, I already sent my messages to the families of Bandam and Sama in particular to thank the deceased people for the job that they did for the party and to express my own pains in the loss of these wonderful people who did everything within the ambit of the law to make sure that the SDF was moving on the straight line. Well, Mukuri Mangabel, he was a vice president in parliament. And as soon as his term finished, he went away. So for almost 15 years, I've never seen him. He's never passed through the party. But nonetheless, I want to thank him for what he did when he was there. And I believe that when we send people to parliament and they finish their term, if they are sure that they cannot win again to go in, they should still remain parliamentarians or remain within the party ambit and to still contribute their own quarter toward the debates that we're having in the party to move forward. Because I told people that when we change parliamentarians, for instance, change senators, change mayors, all these people that we're changing and putting others in, the people that are not in are in the reserve team. Because if we're to win the government and to come in to form a government, it will be looking for people, first of SDF sympathies, before we start looking for people any other place to put in. But some of these people, as soon as they are finished with their own term of office, they just disappear. Mukuri, I've not seen him for more than 15 years.
Ok, il faut le dire, chers téléspectateurs, chers internautes, Mukuri Mangabel, Charles Aristide Mukuri Djina Mangabel a été vice-président de l'Assemblée nationale du Cameroun. Il a été au Parlement sous la bannière du SDF de 1997 à 2002. Et avant cela, il avait été au Parlement sous la bannière du RDPC. Il est décédé ce matin du côté de Douala. Alors, Chairman, j'ai eu pour mission aussi de recueillir les questions de bon nombre de téléspectateurs et internautes parce que le host de cet événement, le host de ce soir, c'est bien sûr Modeste Bounoué, c'est Modeste le principal host. Et donc, moi, j'ai pour mission de venir sur ce plateau avec quelques questions. So, one of my goals is to come in this platform with some questions that I've collected from people who have sent us questions when they hear that we should have you, we will have you today. So those are some of those. These are some of those questions. As you know, Modest is the principal host of this evening. So I just come in with some questions coming from Cameroonian. So one of the questions, I will start with this one. What is the real reason of your stay here in the US? People have even said that you are asking to become like an asylee, as a political refugee. So we want you to clarify that to Cameroonians who are watching right now. It's one of the questions. Many people ask that question, have sent that question. So we just take it like that. Bring some clarification about that, Chairman.
Well, I feel really sorry. The Cameroonians who are asking that question, I don't think that they are SDF militants. Because the SDF militants know that if there's anybody to run, the last person to run out of Cameroon will be Fru Ndi. I've been with them, I've been beside them, I've been with them in times of fire, in times of death, in times of everything. I've been all along with them. And for 30 years, even going on holidays, I never had any holidays. So if I came up here last year, it was because of the abduction that the Amazonian boys gave me and the maltreatment that I had. And when I had that, I had dizziness in my head. And so I came for medical attention. My son in Switzerland, Geneva, started with the treatment. Then I came here to meet my daughter and also my age-old doctor, Dr. Forby, who they are doing everything to get me stable. But for people to say that Fru Ndi is seeking asylum in America, I mean, it's ridiculous. Because thousands of Cameroonians here in America, most of them are on my signature. I signed for them to have the asylum. I signed to testify that they fought with me in the SDF. And when I do this, they turn again and say, Fru Ndi is seeking asylum. I never took asylum when I was under house arrest. And two ambassadors, the ambassador of Germany then, and the ambassador of Belgium, we came back that chairman, please, they will kill you. Organize, take your family, let's take you out. I told them that if I took my family out, I might never come back. And I cannot take all the Cameroonians that are supporting me. That's the extended family God has given me. So I cannot take all of them out. So there'll be no need for me to run out. Let me sit here. And I sat down there and they did everything. They intimidated me through with helicopters flying over my compound, through grenades. Today in my compound, there's a roof that grenades perforated. I never ran out. Is it now that I'm running out from who? Running out to leave Cameroon to Mr. Bia?
Okay, that clarification is good. That was a question from Peter Awasum from Quebec in Canada. Now, another question. This is from Joel Baham. He is in Belgium, exactly in Brussels. But this question, you already give the answer to that question because Modest has asked the question why SDF went to the election. But now, you have another question. The second question is, did you regret the fact that you have chosen Joshua Osi as the candidate of SDF to the last presidential election?
I have no regrets whatsoever. Luckily for me and luckily for us all, Joshua Osi was given an overwhelming majority at the convention. The SDF goes through the convention. There was many candidates who wanted to aspire for the presidential candidacy. Some of them gave up. Some still preferred to stand their ground. And Joshua Osi won. And when he won, I had to do the race to run and hand over the baton to him. I did not just stand here to tell the people that I handed over to Joshua Osei. He was elected by the people. And the people came up that they wanted the younger people to take over. I said, fine, go ahead. And I did not just push them ahead, I still stood by them. I still tried to do the campaigns with them. But if unfortunately they fail, it is because that is human. And the first failure is not what you should run away from. You have to continue. If you know
Okay, Chairman, Modest, two last questions for this first set. Chairman,
Okay.
concerning Joshua Osei, people are thinking that, people always say that Joshua Osei now have a lot of declaration who are near CPDM. He is like a supporter of Paul Biya. Are you disappointed? Did you feel too like people are feeling that?
Now, what are the declarations that is made which are pro CPDM?
For
I want to know
instance, no. For instance, when Joshua Osei decide that declare that we should not went to the street to condemn the condemn the fact that our elections law are not good law. That's why people are thinking that he is already went over the SDF feet. You don't have that feeling?
No. Please, let us get this correct. If there's any political party in Cameroon that's marched on the streets requesting for electoral laws and everything, if you have any little bit of corrections in the electoral system, it's thanks to the SDF. We marched with ballot boxes down the streets of Yaoundé. We marched with transparent ballot boxes. We marched with computers to call for the computerization of this. It's the SDF that forced the government to change from Minad 1 to Minad 2. It's the SDF that pushed the system to change from ONEL 1 to ONEL 2. It's the SDF that has been pushing all this. And when we pushed it, in our convention, we sit down, review, strategize. So, with all that we had marched in Yaoundé, Bamenda, Douala, and all the like, I mean, they wanted the SDF again to march in this one. Just because a few other smaller political parties went to the street, they say, oh, because the SDF did not come, it means that they are now supporting CPDM. No, it's a lie. The SDF stands firm for what we believe in. The electoral laws are not good, and we've debated them on the floor of Parliament. They've held Parliament hostage. Excuse me. And,
Yes, Chairman, knowing so well
yes.
that the system is what it is, and when they called for the national dialogue, you did attend. What was your contribution? What is the package that you took out of the national dialogue to the people of the Northwest and Southwest that you can say it has taken effect thanks to the national dialogue? Was it a success or it didn't succeed at all?
Now, the national dialogue came as other discussions have been coming up. You know, when we were marching and fighting for the democratization of our country, they called us for the tripartite. We went to the tripartite, and that's when they called on the constitutional review, where they got Dr. Munzu Anyangwe, Mr. Ellard, Benjamin Etwe, and so many more Anglophones with Joseph Owona, Minister Joseph Owona, to go draft a constitution for the country. So when they went to the floor of the drafting committee, the Anglophones were for a federal system of governance, but Joseph Owona stood for a centralized system. And that's where they broke. And the Anglophones went to Boya and wrote a federal constitution sent to Mr. Biya. And when the problems came up that they wanted the whole team to sit down to write a constitution, Mr. Biya said, no, Joseph will not be writing his own. They could make the contributions by telephone, by YouTube, by this and that, and those views will be observed. They'll be taken in. But you see that the Owana Constitution is what he passed, and that's where we are. So the last debate just came up as that. But we believe that when you are fighting and struggling with a person over a thing, whatever opportunity he gives you to talk with him, go and prove that he is a man of bad faith. If you absented yourself, they could have done some cosmetic changes. If Fru Ndi were here with his people, they could have told us what to do. We could have at least done something. And you will see that even in Parliament, with the SDF, with the few parliamentarians that we have, holding them hostage, they've made some sort of gymnastics, which are not very good, but we still keep on fighting. So it's good to fight on the spot. It's not good to run out and fight outside.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Modest, si tu le permets. So, Mr. Chairman, there's a debate in Cameroon now about the incapacity of Paul Biya to rule the country. So, every day, people are always complain about, for instance, concerning the coronavirus, we did not see Paul Biya until he have an appointment with the French ambassador. And after that, Paul Biya is still invisible. So why SDF is not taking part to that, to all the movement concerning the fact that Cameroonians do not want the agree like Paul Biya to left the power to one of his family member or to one of his group member without elections. So what is the SDF position on that?
Cameroon is not a monarchy where Biya will finish and give to his son, give to the daughter, give to anybody. Cameroon is not a toy that you just ping and you start caning and it's turning around and you are laughing and going. Cameroon is a constitutional country where we thought we should use the constitutional values that we have to effect changes. Now, when the CPDM people voted Biya for life president, they did it. The SDF complained, argued, marched, and said, look, this was not fair for our country. But they voted for them. Okay, look at what is happening in these last elections. They tell you that the Northwesterners and Southwesterners voted for CPDM in the North and Southwest. Please, without the gymnastics, look, calming down ourselves. Are you telling me that Northwesterners and Southwesterners actually voted for Mr. Biya during that war?
That's the question.
Jasha is one of your very strong supporters who has believed in your political ideologies. Pastor Kennedy Jasha is online and he has said the chairman is saying facts, that he went to the dialogue to prove to Cameroonians that the CPDM government is a dishonest one. So chairman did a great job to attend despite the fact that he knew that nothing good would come out of it. Then one thing we would want to know, the chairman, it is thanks to Honorable Weber of the Social Democratic Front, who stood up in the parliament and started this fight as you equally pushed him through. What is your relationship with Honorable Weber, who is on the run for his dear life, despite the impact he put in the struggle?
Look, it's not Weber who started the debates in parliament. There were other people who talked very vehemently that day. Honorable Njitmasang talked, Len Bandam talked, and who is that again? About three of them talked. But well, Weber for some reason organized his own talking to be taped, and he played it.
Yes.
When he came back, I congratulated him. I said, well, Weber, that was well said, well done, well articulated. But the party has to take it over from here now. And we have to work now within the ambits of the party. He went straight to Jakri, had a rally there. Went straight to Nso, had a rally there. And having these rallies to say that the people should resist, they should stand. When you tell people, I'm told that at the rally in Saudi, removed the jacket, flung it, and throw it off to say that they should resist. While the people on the field are resisting, he is on the run. If when I filed and launched the SDF, I took off on the run, I don't think that would be talking the way we're talking now.
Sure.
But as a parliamentarian had the immunity that they could not just arrest him like that. He could have waited to see what will happen to him. And if they arrested him, for instance, and his party never supported him, then we'll say that we abandoned Wiba halfway. But if you come do a thing and then you take off, and when I described him in the last interview I had here, that he shot a gun and ran away, people took it on me. You should have said that Wiba did not run away. Where is he? A fighter is a fighter because you are on the field. You are not fighting from a corner. When we launched the party, with all the demonstrations that we had in Cameroon, I was on the floor. Especially after the 1992 elections, where the children wanted to burn the whole town. I took my late friends, Rocky, late Albert Neba. I was driving this vehicle myself with camera people in the car, filming the children that were trying to cause destructions on Brassaris, on the government technical school in Mancon and other places. When they saw me come with the camera, they ran. Because some of these people were infiltrated from Yaoundé. You can't cause destruction, they banned the area to see that the area was a violent. So, but when I went out, I had to diffuse this. So when you are a leader and you are not on the spot to take control of what you are saying and what you are doing and what you want to do, people will do their own. And out on the field, I was able to identify boys who started collecting monies from people that they are collecting monies for funds for the SDF to march onto Yaoundé. We never sent boys out like that. And those boys were dismissed from the party. And of course, the citizens quickly absorbed them. There's one we used to call Charles Taylor, a gentleman from Bali, we'll call it here. So we had to fight a good fight and a clean fight to an extent, and not to allow children to come in and start doing their own things. And you'll see that under my leadership, even when we boycotted French goods, we never destroyed any Frenchman's property in Cameroon, not under the control of the SDF. We made sure that their properties are protected. But this one that we are now going and destroying our own properties, burning houses, destroying this, cutting people's fingers, I don't think that it's a proper thing for us to accept that the people you want to take care of are the very people you are amputating their hands, you are blocking their children from going to school, you are doing this. I mean, it is not fair for us, Mr. Journalist. So I think that the Anglophones have a problem. We have a problem. But we should sit down and re-strategize this problem and see how we'll bring some human feeling, human touch into it, and not the way it's going now. Because if you cut the finger of a child going to school, you cut the leg of a mother going to the farm, and they say, oh, it's the soldiers. Yes, my compound in the village was burnt by the Amber Boys, and directed by people from America here. A gentleman, I repeated his name, his nickname again over and over under the nickname Bishop. Say, burn the compound and teach Fru Ndi a lesson. Why do you burn my compound? I've never ordered that anybody's compound should be burnt. Burn his compound and teach him a lesson. By burning my compound, does that help you in a way? In my...
Okay, Mr. Chairman, effectivement, on comprend hein, que vous êtes pour la non-violence. Et alors, Modeste, on va rester sur le cas de Wirba. Est-ce que jusqu'aujourd'hui, Chairman, on n'a pas vu le SDF prendre une position ferme concernant l'honorable Wirba, concernant le fait que l'honorable Wirba aujourd'hui se bat pour sa vie, il a carrément fui le Cameroun, mais le SDF n'a pas pris une position forte. Même les autres parlementaires à l'Assemblée nationale n'ont pas fait de déclaration forte concernant le cas Wirba. Chairman, comment est-ce que vous pouvez expliquer cela?
Yes, Chairman Honore is saying SDF has not taken any strong stance since Weber left Cameroon. So what is FDF's position in support or against what Weber did? That SDF has been silenced since.
Not Weber's position, it was a party's position. He was talking on behalf of the SDF. And the SDF debated and followed and disturbed Parliament on all those things that were being said. It was a package deal that they discussed in their what do you call it? In their meetings as parliamentarians. Who should bring this up? Who brings that up? And the follow-ups. These were party issues. They were not individual issues. Weber just played his part. For instance, when we had the case to expose the Mochipu program of its embezzlement out, we appointed a parliamentarian to voice it out. It was not his problem, it was a party problem. It was a party position that when something comes, somebody has to do it. He did it. And when Weber, my quarrel with him, when he went out, he said the SDF should all walk out of Parliament. We should walk out of Parliament. But he was still taking his salary from Parliament. He gave a letter of attorney, and they were collecting his money and sending to him. Why do you want to leave Parliament and you cannot abandon the money and we call it quits? And to leave Parliament to me, excuse me, to leave Parliament to Fru Ndi and the SDF is not a difficult issue. We said if Anglophones gave us 100% vote for Northwest and Southwest, and we say, okay, Anglophone parliamentarians walk out of Parliament, and they all walked out of Parliament and they stood at a corner.
Chairman, you're on.
Ok, Modeste, on va passer à autre chose avec le chairman.
At the corner, on a compris as a team, but not for a few parliamentarians to go out and they say that the LDFs walked out of Parliament. No.
Ok, Modeste, si tu permets, on va lire quelques réactions. On va lire quelques réactions. Okay. On a Sergio, voyageur, qui dit que le chairman est aux États-Unis pour l'asylum. Non. Le chairman a répondu à cette question, Sergio Petit Voyageur. Le chairman a dit clairement pourquoi il est aux États-Unis. C'est pas pour l'asylum. Alors, on a Napitani qui dit que les intellectuels ne pensent jamais au fait, mais croient à leur propre fabrication. Ce sont des intellectuels criminels ou des gens qui ont triché pour passer les diplômes. Fleury Laporte, John Fru Ndi, quel Cameroun avez-vous laissé à la jeunesse? Fru Ndi a répondu à ces questions-là. Eric Yengo, look at this local so-called chairman trying to like, ok, Sergio Petit Voyageur, monsieur Fru Ndi, Anniva Divas, pas Fru Ndi a fui le Cameroun parce que ses frères en bas, non, c'est pas vrai. Pas Fru Ndi a précisé sa position. Et tout comme vous évoquez le fait qu'il condamne le gré à gré, qu'il ne l'a pas fait, pas Fru Ndi condamne le gré à gré. Il a dit sur ses antennes il y a quelques instants, de manière très précise. Donc, voilà quelques réactions modestes. On a plusieurs réactions comme ça. Voilà quelques-unes qu'on a pu lire ici. Et il y a Napitani qui nous révèle que le chairman Fru Ndi reste de plus en plus charismatique. Alors, Modeste, si vous permettez, on va rentrer dans une autre phase avec le chairman concernant effectivement la crise anglophone. La crise anglophone avec les villes mortes qu'on enregistre du côté du nord-ouest et du sud-ouest. Est-ce que le chairman ne pense pas que le fait pour le SDF de ne pas supporter, de ne pas montrer son support aux anglophones qui combattent pour pouvoir avoir leur autonomie, une autonomie forte, est-ce que ce n'est pas tout ça qui amène les gens à penser qu'il y a une collusion entre le SDF et le RDPC et que les déclarations comme celle qu'il a faites ce soir ne sont que des déclarations pour tromper les Camerounais? C'est ce que des gens posent comme question là, Modeste.
Okay, Chairman, Honore's question in reflection to what people are writing, he says, don't you think that it's the lack of support or the fact that you didn't support the Ambazonians in the struggle and your silence that makes people think that you have a scheming relationship with the CPDM government?
What I've done for the Anglophone cause, I cannot say it over the media here. And as I told
Yes.
you on set, there's none of them, even those fighting on the field, those sitting here, who's more Anglophone than Fru Ndi. They don't know what Fru Ndi had done in the past. They don't know, they don't know the attacks I've gone through. But when I went round, saw the misery in Cameroon, is where I decided that we should have a party that will cover the whole country, and which most people bought the idea. I went to Betiland. I don't know, the people are talking. Even Beti people themselves don't know their land. They don't know what their people are going through. And these people who are talking from America here, blah, 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 even Northwest, Southwest, they don't know. I've gone on foot from Esu to Furawa. I've gone on foot from Nigeria down to, what is that again? Akwaya. I have that strong. You cannot lead the people you don't know. You have to know the people. You have to go to their own area to know what they're going through. So that if somebody tells you that comes, I'm sitting in Bamenda, I come and say, look, Mr. Chairman, I'm from Furawa, I'm from Akwaya, I'm from Esindi, I'm from this place. I will know what the man has gone through to come to me. And when you know this, that's when you take the person more serious.
But yes, Chairman, we saw you attending one of the trials of Sisiko Ayuk Tabe. Have you had an opportunity to talk with him?
No, they don't want me to talk to him at all. Even for me to attend that trial, I had to go in a car incognito and got into the court premises and sat myself in. They didn't know that I was in. It's when they entered and they were starting that the people in noticed that I was in. The judge that Fru Ndi is sitting down there. I did not know that I was even in court. It's when they turned their eyes, saw me, that they said I was there. But now you see in court, just for me to leave and greet them, they didn't want me to greet them at all. It was almost going to cause another scuffle in the court there.
And if you were to take it all over, is there anything you would love to do it different than you did? Because Cameroonians feel that you fought the fight, you have made your impact very positive, though you had many difficulties to really go through the goals you had when you entered the political scene. Is there anything you would have loved to do it differently as you did?
Well, you know, every problem has its own approach. And I cannot be taking a cause of one problem to linking it to the other. And if there's a problem today, we'll be attacking that problem as we see it and weigh it.
Thank you. We'll be observing a political a publicity page. I want to say a special shout out to those who are watching and commenting. Pastor Kennedy Ejasha, who has really loved, has said on many occasions that Fru Ndi is a Democrat, and he wrote Cameroonians opposition to give the baton of commander to O.C. Joshua, like we did say. He really appreciates your job throughout your political struggle. He said it's simply because the terrain was not fair, else you would have done greater things. You fought voter apathy, Chairman. You brought Cameroonians back into politics when they lost hope and nobody was given an ear to the government or the CPDM in the days you started politics in the 1990s. Everybody can still recall how the streets were jammed with youths and old people who believed in the ideology you brought. Your very powerful slogan, power to the people, that identifies you, and your charisma was stronger than that no one could hold, and you kept doing your job till today. Cameroonians wish you stay strong because you have fought this fight. And if people are smart and strong enough to take it from here, I think they think you will be somewhere resting and thanking the fact that you started a good journey. We'll be observing.
Modeste,
yes, sir. Yes.
Modeste, dans la deuxième partie, on va parler des droits de l'homme. We will talk about human rights. Mais avant, on a un appel qui vient de l'Allemagne. Hein. On n'a pas dit à Sanga depuis l'Allemagne. Pas dit à Sanga qui a une question pour le chairman. Pas dit à Sanga have a question for the chairman. Pas dit à Sanga, you have the floor.
Yes, I want to ask the panel and I want to ask the chairman of the SDF. I want to ask the chairman who is my spiritual father. Everybody knows that. The chairman, Mr. Chairman, when in December 2016, your parliamentarians, the SDF militants, were marching on the streets of Buea. They were marching on the streets of Babenda. We had people who were shocked because what the SDF did. And I want to know, why is it that we are so forgetful, that we are so ungrateful, that we cannot recognize the fact that the Anglophone struggle, the SDF was not created to be an Anglophone party, but as a national party to resolve the Anglophone problem. You as a patriot, you as somebody, you as an international figure, you as the father of peace and the beacon of a democracy Cameroon, can you tell us why some of us youths like ourselves attack our own people? Can you explain to us why we have become this? Is it because you, our elders, you failed us? Or is it because we have become so crazy and we want to get everything on a fast lane?
Ok, merci Paddy Asanga depuis Hambourg en Allemagne. Le chairman a déjà donné quelques éléments de réponse à cette question, mais on va lui laisser le soin d'en parler davantage. Chairman, you have the floor.
Now, I want to thank Paddy Asanga for that question. And the SDF was formed to take care of the people, to look at the people's interest. And when the teachers and the lawyers had their problems, the Prime Minister was sent to Bamenda to talk to the teachers and the lawyers. They actually agreed on issues. And when they agreed on these issues, instead of taking this from Sabia to append his signature and authenticate them, they instead arrested members of the consortium. And arresting these people, the soldiers went to Bambili, the seat of education, and aggressed the students there, poured water onto the buildings, breaking their windows, and water destroying their property. In Buea, the same thing happened. I saw for myself how a girl, well-dressed, was caught and dropped in mud, gutter mud in Buea. And that was a university student. So for soldiers to take that action, the governor has to sign to give the authority for them to go and do that. That's why the SDF mayors, parliamentarians, and senators, and you'll take note that the senators we had then were all of Francophone of West and Adamawa region. So they went to ask the governor, why did you sign for your armed forces to go address these students? When we talk of the future, that's the future that we are building. And for instance, some of them went and even raped girls. You ask if, for instance, one of these girls raped were your daughter, and if this girl raped comes tomorrow, joins the gendarmerie, and you send her to a post, she is there and sees the gendarme that raped her, she will say, "My friend, come. How are you? I mean, I think you are nice, okay, but did you? How did you tackle this issue in Buea or in Bamenda?" He will talk. Then the girl will know that this is the man who raped me. You think that he'll be working in a good mind with that gendarme under her? Because from the university, she'll be going up as a sub-lieutenant to a lieutenant and going up. So all these things are done. We only went down there. We only went down
yes, Chairman.
from the governor why he had to sign that order for the gendarmes to maltreat the university students like that. Why they had to go to Bambili to maltreat the university students like that. I know that the universities of Bambili and Boya they came up after the Yaoundé University. So Mr. Biya regretted why he gave a university to the northwest and southwest, and that he wants to scatter the place also. So we're not very happy at all. And we went out to find out from his governor. Because from the Anglo-Saxon approach that I seem to know a little bit about, soldiers cannot go out, take action without authorization from the senior authority. And the senior authority to take action in this was the governor. So that's why the parliamentarians, as representatives of the people, came up to ask the governor, Mr. Governor, did you send your forces to do this? If so, why? Do you know the results of it? Knowing the results, what are you doing about it? So we believe taking one thing at a time, step by step. And the SDF was not indifferent. The SDF was on the side of the people to know exactly why the governors of the North and Southwest took the actions they took. And I get very bitter and wild. The governor of the Southwest is like a son to me. But when he sits in the Southwest and starts calling the people there cats and cockroaches, rats and cockroaches, and he's still left there. I mean, that's a real cheek and a slap on the faces of the Anglophones. I think that just from that alone, a fight can break out.
Sure, many people believe that the government did radicalize this movement because when the consortium members were arrested and locked up, that gave room already for people to go to the streets. Because if Chairman Fru Ndi started this struggle in 1990 and he was caught and locked up somewhere, the support he had and because of the belief Cameroonians had in him, it would have been a very critical situation. So many people do believe that the government itself did radicalize the situation. What is your opinion about the government's approach to the crisis since from when the lawyers marched peacefully to fight against the judicial laws and educational system and were arrested and locked up? What is your opinion, Chairman?
The lawyers were not supposed to be locked up because they had actually held meetings with the committee that Mr. Biya set up in Yaoundé to come listen to them. And they agreed on modalities of what should be done. And as I said in the earlier part of this interview, it was just for Mr. Biya to sign. But he said he should arrest members of the consortium. They were anti-government, they were anti-this and that. And I was almost forgetting this. When I met with Mr. Biya at a 2D, when Cameroon won the cup in Gabon and they were bringing it to give him, we were invited. And when I went there, children were saying, why should Fru Ndi go? Who told him to go? I said, look do I have to come take permission from anybody to go where I'm going? It's what I do when I get there, not what you're sending me there. I've been voted, I've been sent out, and I have to take my responsibilities in my hands. So in a 2D, when Mr. Biya greeted me and was going, I held his hand and dragged him back and said, Mr. President, take note of this. Take note that you cannot hold oil in your hands for too long. It will drip out. Sign this thing that you sent your prime minister. He came to Bamenda and agreed with the lawyers and the teachers. Let the lawyers and teachers go back to work. If there are people who have come in to say that they want federation, they want secession, you can tell them that, look, federation and secession are political things to be discussed by parliament. If parliament and senate, they send this to me to sign, I will sign. But let the children go to school. Let the lawyers go to work. That's all I told him. And when I finished there, I never stopped there. I still came out and met Rene Sadi, told him that he should tell Mr. Biya to sign what they had agreed in the amendment. I met Mafani Musonge, Dorothy Njoma, Jean Kwate, the phone of Mankon, Bafoot, Bali, and I sent word to the phone of Com and so, and who again, I'm forgetting somebody. But I met about 12 people and appealed to them that when this thing started in Bamenda, I went out and the children stole my car 4 times. I was out in the bushes when the lawyers and teachers started. I was up in the Sabga bushes. You know, I'm a rancher, and a rancher who hits a bush cannot have anything. So I was out in the bush. So I ran back, came dusty, had a big quarrel with the gendarmes at the city chemist, Liberty Square. And as I was driving up Commercial Avenue, children stole my car 4 times. I told Mr. Bia that for children to steal my car 4 times in Bamenda, Mr. President, please, this is serious. Take this serious. And I told him that I looked at the ages of these boys. They were children between 10 and 35. This is a very dangerous age to manage. So please, I'm begging you, can you, for Pete's sake, sign, let the teachers go to school, let the lawyers go to school, then we start seeing how to manage the thing from there. He said, well, Mr. Chairman, we'll see what to do. And seeing what to do, he instead declared the war, which his governors are saying that it's not he who declared war. So,
Modeste, effectivement, concernant ce problème anglophone et la rencontre de Fru Ndi et M. Bia, évidemment, longtemps après cela, on a quand même eu des déclarations des ministres. Hein. On a eu Amadou Ali qui a dit que, bon, c'est vous qui êtes venus, hein, vous les anglophones, on ne vous a pas appelé à venir être en union avec nous. Ça, c'est Amadou Ali, tout comme on a eu Fame Dongo qui a dit que vous n'êtes qu'un morceau de sucre hein, dans un verre d'eau, comme pour dire que vous n'êtes pas assez nombreux. Et Okalia Bilay, qui le gouverneur du Sud-Ouest, comme le schéma a d'ailleurs relevé, qui a traité les anglophones de chiens et en demandant aux parents anglophones d'arrêter leurs chiens, sinon quelque chose devrait leur arriver. Alors, face à ce type de déclaration et que le SDF qui a comme base la zone anglophone, est-ce que le fait que le SDF qui a pour base la zone anglophone se retrouve encore dans les forats convoqués par le gouvernement et ces déclarations, est-ce que ce n'est pas tout ça qui amène les gens à être sceptiques, Modeste? On a le professeur Amadou Ali, de Fame Dongo, de Kalia Bilay, mais le SDF qui ne prend pas des mesures fortes après ce genre de propos, mais se retrouve dans les forats convoqués par le RDPC.
Yes, Chairman Honoré is mentioning names of ministers and the governor of Southwest, as you did say. The main expressions, words they sent that Anglophones are those who came to join them. And Fandongo said Anglophones were just 2 cubes of sugar in a bucket of water. That all these declarations really radicalized things. And since then, the chairman has not yet seen the need to stand firmly with Anglophones. He's asking if you don't think that this is one of the things that make Anglophone Cameroonians believe that you have a dirty deal with the president or the CPDM government.
Well, thank them. If they think that I have a dirty deal with the CPM government, let somebody else go ahead and get the Anglophones out. The killings, are you telling me that I should support the killings that are taking place now? Are you telling me that Mr. Bia himself, as not a president, to hear to know that his executive they are making statements that that will ignite trouble? So I think as head of state, you have to listen to your people and digest and tell them that this statement was overmade. Never you make that statement again. He never did it. And so when we formed the SDF, I am the only politician. I drum my chest and I still hit my hand on the table to say that I've taught Cameroon. I was saying 20 times, but my children corrected me that I've taught Cameroon 21 times in 30 years. And going from one subdivision to the other, talking to the people, talking to this. So if Fam Dongo came to think that he could uh, ridicule the Anglophones, Ahmadu Ali think that he could ridicule the Anglophones. Mr. Bia is there. He is the head of state. And he should be able to call his ministers to order. But Fam Dongo was instead given promotion. So when you do a thing that hurts, they give you promotion. So
Thank you, Chairman.
I met with Fam Dongo once, and I told him, I said, Fam Dongo, he said, Chairman. I said, you're calling me chairman without your mouth like that. I will punch it well for you. He said, no, Papa, I beg, you cannot insult people the way you think you are doing. But well, I think that he was encouraged and he had to be given promotion. If Mr. Bia promotes people that hurt, the pain goes on him. But I think that Mr. Bia should listen to the Anglophone cry, the Anglophone call, and do something about it.
Thank you, Chairman.
Doesn't come to an end.
Dear televiewers, will be observing a political publicity post. Before we go, I will be sending special greetings to Fonganjo, the Fon of Njirong, who is here in Washington, D.C. I equally want to send special greetings to Honorable Awudumbaya Cyprian of the Social Democratic Front. Equally, a special greetings to Marie Shea, who just gave birth to a bouncing baby boy. While we go for a publicity post, and the chairman will be coming back for the second part of the exclusive interview, we will be welcoming chairman facing points that has to do with human rights violations in Cameroon and his interactions. So chairman will also be taking a pause for 5 minutes while he comes back strong, and lines will be opened for questions. And we caution people to stay polite and to stay in the line of norms of communication if you really want your questions read. If you want the chairman to answer your questions, stay between the norms. Thanks so much. While we go for a publicity pause, chairman will be all ours in the next 35 minutes that follows.
Thank you.
We said forms, yeah. Washington area, you find Fontinasha. Every corner, you go for Fontinasha. We have the best forms, yeah. The best gadget. Do you know at Fontinasha, you can buy your tablet? Do you know at Fontinasha, you can buy your computer?
You, your favorite destination for authentic fresh food from Africa. Enjoy an exotic environment and traditional African dining. We now offer live band every Friday and Sunday from 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Kitchen near you, the best African restaurant in America. Conveniently located at 5321 Ager Road, Hyattsville, Maryland, 20782. Call us at 301-559-5999.
To Sapology Italiano, a place where quality and affordability go hand in hand. Are you looking to purchase suits for your wedding, special events, or even just your day-to-day life? We got you covered. We have all your needs met at Sapology Italiano.
From this store, Sapology Italiano, I buy my suits, I buy my jeans, I buy my khaki pants, I buy my sports jackets, I buy my shoes, stockings, shirts and ties. corporate dressing, casual dressing.
Our products range from a variety of high-quality suits of all types and sizes, Italian shoes, boots, and a variety of other gentlemen's shoes, male accessories such as ties, bow ties, and much more. We also sell fashionable female attires such as pants, suits, dresses, great evening wears, designer bags, shoes.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for staying connected. This is an exclusive interview with me, John Fru Ndi, chairman of the Social Democratic Front. This part of the interview, lines will be opened to people to participate. The two phone numbers are on our screen, and if you have a positive question to ask, be it what kind of criticisms, pose your questions, but stay within the norms of communication. We won't tolerate any insolent calls, else we will drop your call. Ladies and gentlemen, the chairman is here for the next 35 minutes to talk to Cameroonians, to talk to the world at large.
Oui, Modeste, je pense qu'on va même aller à plus de 35 minutes parce qu'il y a tellement de questions. Hein. Et très rapidement, comme ça, une question qui nous vient d'un Camerounais qui est du côté de Sat Kalana. Chairman, in 1992, they said you won the election, but you didn't do anything strong to claim your victory. What do you say about that?
The thing I could have done was to go to war. That was the only option. And members of the military even pushed me that I should go to war. They were going to support me. But I didn't trust them. Because with my experience on the field in Cameroon and knowing Cameroonians for who they are, they could have bought them over and they'll turn against you. They said, I won. I confirmed here that I won. And when I met with Mr. Biya in Bamenda for the first time, I told him, I said, Mr. President, I was a millimeter away from declaring war. He said, yes, I know. I said, you knew, then what do you do? He said, no, now we've met, let's continue from here. But that was all about it. We should meet in Ebolova. I went to Ebolova, I never saw him, I just saw him from a distance. So all these things, I keep repeating to people that the Nigerian Biafran war started in my presence, and I saw the effects of war on the people. And knowing the bitterness that I see in Cameroon, but let me say it here clearly, there are lots of problems in Cameroon. So not solving the Anglophone problem should not be that there are no problems. If Mr. Biya does not solve the Anglophone problem, he is boiling a pot that will explode and scatter that country. I'm afraid. I've never made this statement before. And I'm making it today. And I make it clear that there are lots of problems all over the country that if he, Mr. Biya, does not take action now, Cameroon will scatter.
Modeste, c'était une question d'ordre politique. Hein. Je vais te laisser continuer avec ton plateau, Modeste. Mais très rapidement, on est dans les droits de l'homme tel que tu l'as annoncé pour la deuxième partie. Le chairman devrait nous dire quelque chose concernant l'affaire Ouazizi, Samuel Ouazizi, le journaliste qui a été enlevé et puis déclaré mort une année plus tard. Hein. Samuel Ouazizi, il y a eu les enfants et leurs mamans qui ont été fusillés du côté du Nord Cameroun, tout comme on a eu Garbou, Modeste. Alors, toutes ces violations flagrantes des droits de l'homme, le chairman, qu'est-ce qu'il en pense, Modeste?
Yes, I think, Chairman, you got Honore's question. He's asking your opinion on the massacre in Ngabu and the one in Pinyin, and equally the disappearance of the journalist Wazizi.
Yeah,
les enfants, les fusillades, les enfants et leur maman tués dans le nord.
Yes, the kids that were killed in the north by the Cameroonian military.
Those things happened when I was in Cameroon. For instance, the Pinyin massacre, I went there the following day. And as I told you, I took your journalists there and they gave a succinct report, on the spot report, with pictures backing up, with even a gentleman that they shot him and he hung in the ceiling. And all this, I condemned it because when the army or the gendarmes had encircled that house, under the English approach, they could have used a megaphone to say that all of you in that house are arrested. You are under a house arrest. Take door this, come out with your hands on your head. And the people will come out with their hands on their head. And we're giving you discount. If by then you don't come out, we'll open fire on you. That could have been something. But they killed everybody. And what bothered me, and I got so bitter, was that a gentleman who was shot on the mouth, around the nose here, he was bleeding. The family members took him to the hospital in Akum. When they took him there, the gendarmes followed, removed him from the hospital, removed the drip, took him back to Pinyin, shot him and the two brothers and killed there. So to me, there was something that they were hiding, which is why I went there, I saw it. The Ngabu massacre took place when I was already out here, but I still sent my concerns, I expressed my feelings about that. The child that was killed in the north, where they shot the child on the mother's back. I mean, Cameroonians, the unfortunate thing with our country is that they forget too much and they want you to be singing the same song over and over and over. I condemn that. Because what was the crime of that child? What was the crime of the little children that they killed in Gabu? Where were you killing all the children for? What did they do? So,
thank you, Chairman.
With the war taking place now, there's a strategy and a well-fixed plan to wipe out a certain age of Anglophones. Because now, in Mancon, going towards the front of Mancon's palace, where the Labukam camp and the other camps are based, they made a rough sampling of children, little girls between 10 and 20. They found out that 9% of them were infected with HIV.
Okay,
After all this,
stay online.
After all this, you'll have a race, an age group that will be completely wiped out. It is very unfortunate. And as I said, Mr. Biya, it's incumbent and it's lying squarely on his shoulders to bring this thing to an end and to see how we can dialogue with these people.
Thank you, Chairman. We surely have people on the line to ask you some questions. Equally, Pastor Kennedy Ejasha, the two phone numbers are under the screen. You were asking for the numbers to call and participate. Honore has somebody on the line, Chairman. He surely has a question for you.
Il va se présenter, present yourself and ask your question to the Chairman.
Good evening, Chairman. I'm Rufao, calling from Belgium. I'm very happy to listen to you, and I hope you are doing well. Chairman, my question is about the attitude of the SDF members toward the Amazonian. Why is it so that even with the testimonies that I just hear you saying yourself, and we know it from a lot of other people, why is it so that lot of SDF members, lot of people are still refusing or are still not confronting clearly the Amazonian, are still even criticizing us when we call the Amazonian terrorists? What I think, I'm speaking about the fighters and their methods. I'm not speaking about all Amazonians. I'm speaking about the fighters and their methods. And those are clearly terrorist methods. Why aren't we confronting them? Like the same way we are confronting the regime of its soldiers when they do the same thing. Thank you. That's the question.
Thank
How
you.
do you want me to condemn? I already told you that I condemn the killings, the amputation, the maiming, the which the boys on the field are doing. And this they are doing because the immediate leadership is not there to tell them that this is wrong. And then thirdly, the immediate leadership has not liaisoned with anybody from within to say that you can tell these boys this is wrong or that is wrong. People are just doing things on their own. They are stealing this, doing that, raping women, and all the like, which I strongly condemn. I strongly condemn. But I still tell you that the Anglophones have a problem of marginalization. And that's why when the SDF came up, we came up with the approach of a federal system so that people could take care of themselves in their own different areas. This is what we approached, the approach the SDF took. And I toured the country, sold this idea out to Cameroonians of all walks of life in all the regions, in all the divisions, and they bought this idea. But so when you ask me that question, are you saying that I should say that I'm an Amazonian? I'm a Southern Cameroonian. I'm a West Cameroonian. And I believe in that federal system. I'm a federalist. And if you want me to step out...
Le docteur Jean-Marie Watonsi, qui est en Caroline du Sud, Modeste, on a une... Chairman, Modeste, on a une autre question de notre directeur de l'information qui nous a d'ailleurs inspiré la question sur l'élection de 1992, le docteur Jean-Marie Watonsi, qu'on ne présente plus. Il est le directeur de l'information de MEDIA2AFRICA. Il est basé en Caroline du Sud. Le docteur Jean-Marie Watonsi qui nous a inspiré la question sur l'élection de 92 remportée par Fru Ndi et pourquoi est-ce que Fru Ndi n'avait pas insisté sur sa victoire. Alors, le docteur Jean-Marie Watonsi nous inspire une autre question. Là, présentement, Chairman Nijong Fru Ndi, looking at the composition of Cameroon National Assembly, do you think the newcomers in the parliament can bring real change? If no, what should be done for a real change? Ça, c'est une autre question qui vient du docteur Jean-Marie Watonsi, qui est le directeur de l'information de MEDIA2AFRICA. Il est basé en Caroline du Sud. Très bien. Chairman.
Well, Mr. Bia is using the situation in Cameroon now to hang on for how long, I don't know. But Cameroon, as I said from the onset, is a time bomb. That if Mr. Bia doesn't take time to put his fingers on the problem to start resolving them, he might not be there to see what is happening. Is the legacy he leaves behind that will suffer all that we are going through. But if he were in my position, getting towards your end in life, you should be able to do things that will be remembered for. So I think that Mr. Bia is not helping Cameroon because of all this protest. I have personally, without being in government, it's me, and I want anybody to challenge me. I am the one who resolved the Swa Arab Kotoko conflicts. They were at the verge. And when I got there to talk to them in the night, I talked the whole night. I saw for myself what weaponry is. So those people could have killed themselves, and from there, the Boko Haram could have started in Cameroon long before it was started even.
Thank you, Chairman. We have the Didi Dudu who is saying something that Chairman answered already. Chairman is here for his medical visits, not for any asylum. Chairman is here for medical visit. He did explain it, and people are asking why has he not come to the state in Cameroon to treat himself like Ani Vadivas is saying. But President Biya has also taken trips to Switzerland for treatment and some other ministers. So it's not only Chairman. So he explained his situation. He's not here for any asylum status, except that you are joining late. So write comments that will read. If you have questions and you can't score, write your questions. We'll read to the Chairman. And if you just joined late, check back with the messages Chairman did put out.
But let me clarify this. Before I came out here, I had surgery in Shishongso. I've been treated several times in Bingo. I have my doctors there. And when I had the surgery, I came back home and the doctors had to come and be cleaning the wound in the house. So for me to step out, it means that I've exhausted. And I wish most people in positions of leadership and responsibility in Cameroon will take advantage of the doctors that we've trained out there. They're doing a fantastic job. And I appreciate them. And I want to use this media to thank them for all that they're doing, most especially at hard times like this, because I know the conditions under which they're working.
Thank you, Chairman. Honoré, do you have more questions from your side for the Chairman?
Effectivement, on va rentrer dans un jeu avec le chairman. En attendant, il n'y a pas Dia Sanga qui veut revenir là, mais on va rentrer dans un jeu avec le chairman. On va citer quelques personnalités et le chairman va nous dire ce qu'il en pense. Hein? Modeste, il faut dire le chairman, Mr. Chairman. So we will give the names of some personalities in Cameroon and you will tell us what you think about those people. So there are 10 people, but
I am not here to discuss personalities.
No, it's one of the games that we always have in our program. It's one of the games. Everybody has to play that game. All of our guests have to play that game. But we have this question. We have a Cameroonian who is calling right now. Hello? Yes? Hello? Oui, present yourself and ask your question to the chairman.
Oh, yeah, this is Pastor Kennedy Ijacha, and first of all, I want to thank Fru Ndi for inviting the national chairman of the SDF on this show. I would start first of all by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to the national chairman of the SDF for the struggle that he has led since 1992 for the reinstatement of full democracy in Cameroon. Mr. Chairman, we see all what you've done, and history in due time would unveil the truth, and Cameroonians will come to terms with what you've done. Do not be discouraged by what the naysayers are saying about you right now. Even Jesus Christ was crucified by those that he came to save. Remember this, Mr. Chairman. I'm saying this to encourage you, so you shouldn't feel that the people that you're fighting for are not acknowledging you. We are acknowledging your sacrifice. And I'm telling you, Jesus was not crucified by the Romans. He was crucified by the Jews, his own people that he came to save. So, Mr. Chairman, my only question to you is, how do you feel right now? That's all what I need. If you tell me that you feel good, I feel good too.
Merci, Pasteur Kennedy Ejacha. Il faut le rappeler, le Pasteur Kennedy Ejacha est un des membres du SDF de la première heure. Il a été journaliste comme nous autres dans les années 90 et au début des années 2000 du côté de Yaoundé au Cameroun. Le Pasteur Kennedy Ejacha est aux États-Unis au jour d'aujourd'hui. Il tient la flamme du SDF avec certains autres membres, donc Michel Mwamba, qu'on ne présente plus, Napi Tani, donc qui est du côté de New York. Ce sont des gens qui tiennent le SDF ici aux États-Unis. Surtout et surtout, il faut dire merci donc au pasteur Kennedy Ejacha qui a toujours été là pour MEDIA2AFRICA chaque fois qu'on a eu besoin de lui. Alors, Chairman, how do you feel?
Now, well, they qualify good, better, best. I'll say I'm good. But I feel I could have been better and I feel I could have been best. But since there's no 100% in health, I am good and I'm managing. And when people start making noise that I'm here seeking political asylum, luckily for me, I'm somebody who keeps documents. I have my documents from the different hospitals that I've attended, right from Switzerland up to the United States, in Minnesota, and here today in Atlanta. The other day, I went and they took my blood to analyze again for me to see. Because one of the things I had was dizziness in the head. Because Amba boys, when they abducted me in Bamenda, they played on my head with their guns, rolled their guns on my head and all the like. So, and for the night I spent in their camp, just the cigarettes they were smoking. When I got home, I felt dizzy and threw out for 2 weeks. And with all this, they are under control. And we are
Thank you,
waiting to have the results.
Thank you, Chairman.
The question, Modeste?
The doctors,
yes,
to be able to.
Chairman, we thank you so much. Pastor Kennedy will be a very happy person. He's one of the SDF strong supporters here in the United States. He also attended the national major dialogue in Yaoundé. Pastor Kennedy has been holding the flag high, and is one of the former journalists and member of the social, and presently the member of the Social Democratic Front, like already say. We have somebody who's saying his name is JB. He's saying, Chairman, since 1990, with your popular power to the people slogan, do you think that the people since then had any to have the power that you did fight for?
Oui, là, c'est la question de Jean-Bernard Kuaté. Jean-Bernard Kuaté qui revient sur le motto Power to the people. Do you think that since 1990, that power is already went to the people? The people.
The party is with the people. The power is with the people. And what we said to elaborate was that we wanted Cameroon to be a federal system of governance, so that we give power to the people in their own federated states to take care of themselves, and not for power to be in the hands of one man in Yaoundé who look at your face and say, okay, I give you a stadium. Look at your face and say, I give you a road. Look at your face and say, I give you this. These things are the prerequisites of the people who should know. If you look back onto the federal system, onto the system.
Ok, Modeste, on a une autre question. On a quelqu'un en ligne?
Onto the system that was in Cameroon. They started tarring Victoria from the town going out, tarring Boya coming down, tarring Tiku. They started tarring Manfred going up. From Bamenda, they thought they were going towards Bali, third going towards Santa, and third going towards Njinikom and Ndop and Mantum. So all these things were being done, laid down, and the people were able to know their immediate requirements, which do not need an authority, a governor, or an SDO or a DO from Yaoundé to tell them what to do. They knew what they wanted to do. If they hadn't enough teachers, they would train their teachers. If they hadn't enough doctors, they would train their doctors, nurses, etc. They would train their technicians. So, this is power to the people we meant, that you give it.
On va prendre la question. On va prendre rapidement la question de Bertrand Chapois. Bertrand Chapois, qui est aussi un militant du SDF de la première heure. Bertrand Chapois, qui était président d'une circonscription du SDF du côté de Douala 3e, au Cameroun. Bertrand Chapois, vous avez la parole, présentez-vous et posez votre question au chairman. Une seule question à la fois.
Malheureusement que c'est une seule question. Bon, je veux d'abord dire bonsoir au chairman et que c'est un plaisir de le voir sur le plateau, malgré nos divergences politiques. Je suis M. Bertrand Chapois, ancien président de circonscription électorale de Douala 3e. Ma question que je voudrais poser, c'est que je n'ai que l'opportunité de poser une seule question au chairman. Est-ce que le chairman peut dire au peuple camerounais qui le suivent ici en face, s'il a déjà reçu une faveur, directe ou indirecte, au gouvernement en place, que ce soit en argent ou en nature?
Modeste?
Yes, Chairman, this is Bertrand Chapois, one-time president of the Douala 3 of the Social Democratic Front. He's saying, can you say to Cameroonians here who are watching you that you have never taken any favor from the ruling party, be it in kind or in cash?
I will not answer that question from an SDF member, because those are the type of people that go tell the world. Fru Ndi, okay, in these last elections, they said, Banda, may he rest in peace, took 1.5 billion and gave me. The video, this thing, zooming, that we're supposed to talk on Bandam's corpse didn't work. Because in there I said, Mbanda, my hands are clear. If I took any money to sell you people, let the curse be on me. So as there are people who know me and know how I've been struggling, they cannot be asking me, because there are the people who go out telling the world that I am whining and dining with Mr. Biya. And before Mr. Biya came to Bamenda, for instance, it was the former Secretary General, late Asonganyi, who's been mooting it out, that he knows that Fru Ndi has been whining and dining with Biya. And when Mr. Biya came to Bamenda, he said, Mr. Chairman, I'm happy to meet you for the first time. Then I looked at Asonganyi. He put his head down. Why do we make statements that we are not sure of? I said from the beginning, I am the only politician in Cameroon who did not push his wife or children to get into politics, go to parliament, go to assembly, go here, go there, go there. I did not fight to go into start touching money in my pocket. I stood firm to be on the side of the people. But every now and then they come up with dirt. Oh, Fru Ndi has, for instance, they sat in the office of a lawyer in Yaoundé and cooked up a letter that was written by Transparency International to the fact that I had 64 billion in my account. I asked myself, where will I come up with 64 billion? I was never a big contractor. I was a small bookseller. Small things to the government. I never had me any contract up to 30 million. And now people tell you that you have 60 billion in your account. All these are the type of things they say. Oh, it's whining and dining with the beer. Oh, it's whining and dining. I visit Gregoire Wona. I talk to him. I visit the Mbobonjo. I talk to him. I visit, as I told you, I invited Rene Sabi and told him what was happening. And the other people, politics is not war. In politics, you have to be prepared to the people. And when I go to a Tudi, for instance, Mr. Biya's ministers see me, they start running in different directions. That man is coming. That man is coming. Let's run. They run because when I meet you, I tell your own thing straight in your face, what I think should be done. Now, when people sit down, oh, Fru Ndi is whining and dining, Fru Ndi is taking money from me. Please, there's one thing I want to say here. I think Cameroonians have to confess their sins, the sin of greed. Because in everything you do, a Cameroonian coming in, where's my own? What will I chop here? They look only in terms of money. I will come out of politics with my pockets drawn outside. That I went in with nothing, I came out with nothing. But when they sit down, only tell you, oh, he's done this because of money. Can you, the Cameroonian people, have a conscience and tell the world and the God that no money can buy my conscience? It's unfortunate.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Thank you for the consistency. These are things you've been saying from the day you started politics to today. And one thing Cameroonians and Africans at large forget is that the fact that Chairman has been in the opposition is not an enemy as an individual to the people in the ruling party. They can equally meet, sit, talk, and equally share a drink. They are not enemies. They are political antagonists, not enemies. So we need to copy what Europeans and Americans that we do emulate do. The politicians in the opposition are not enemies to the ruling party. Yes, Honoré?
On va prendre la dernière question et puis on va entrer dans notre jeu. Il est 17h49, so we have again 11 minutes. We will take the last question. We will for 1 or 2 minutes and then we will go to our game. Before the last question, on va dire merci à Demanfo qui est à Chicago, dans l'Illinois. Demanfo qui nous a inspiré des questions sur l'honorable Wilba. Et tout comme on va dire merci à Nana Paul Sabin de Radio-Télévision Equinox qui nous a inspiré plusieurs questions ici concernant le gré à gré et les questions sur aussi. Merci Nana Paul Sabin depuis Douala au Cameroun. Merci Demanfo depuis Chicago dans l'Illinois. Alors, Paddy Assanga pour la dernière question. Paddy Assanga depuis Hambourg en Allemagne pour la dernière question.
Oui, merci pour MEDIA2AFRICA. Merci pour cette médiation. I want to thank you people for what you are doing and I want to thank everybody who has been on this historical debate, because I want to call it a historical debate. And what I'm going to say right now, it is more an analysis, and I end up with the question. I was 16 years old in
Pacha Sanga, you have 1 minute. You have 1 minute.
Yes. And I was roaming the streets of Bamenda, picked up and put up in a military truck until one woman, Madame Quinty, who's of late, came out as a tackleman and stood in front of that military truck. That's how I got my life saved. The only job I had from the Cameroon government was that I was student from the University of Cameroon. And when the chairman won the election, as he just told you people, we were ready to march to it today. Chairman Nijon Fru Ndi, I am very grateful to you that you can be proud to be a grandfather today, because you refuse for us, you refuse that we, the youths, we, the sacrificed generation today, who are speaking and being witnesses on your behalf, are still alive, and we were not massacred. We are not killed by our own. Snake did not buy snake. Amber did not kill Amber. SDF did not kill SDF. The opposition did not kill the opposition. And we want to thank people like Mama Harriet. They are testimonies. Mr. Chairman, tell us the way forward. We saw you be an actor of the Anglophone General Conference. You have been an actor. You wanted to be the mediator. Would you still go into the bushes today if you were 50? That's my last question for you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Now,
Thank you, Padia Sanga.
Well, thanks a lot, Padia Sanga, and those of you who have thrown out of the University of Yaoundé because of your youthful exuberance and the things you wanted to do. Thank God that you are still consistent, persistent, and looking forward the way you are doing. But I want to say that if the goings come up now, I will not go back to the bush. If I go back to the bush, I might be fighting Ambers because of the way they treated me. They burned my house. They stole over 400 animals from me. They abducted my sister. They set fire on my compound in Tarankunu, put it off. Abducted my brother twice. Abducted my nephew, my sister's sons. All these abductions facing Fru Ndi. And if you look at the politics of Ambers coming in to do what they did, it's Fru Ndi that they've targeted, which shows me that there are some people outside who are being paid to run Fru Ndi down. Make sure that Fru Ndi humiliated Mr. Biya, get him down, to pull him down. Your PhD is not to pull him down. You are not pulling Fru Ndi down. In your desperate effort to pull Fru Ndi down, you pull yourselves down, because we are looking, Fru Ndi is doing his own politics with a touch of humanity. We feel for the people that we are supposed to lead. And we believe that if we work with the people, leading them, feeling their pains, there are certain things we cannot afford to do. So, but coming in to say that we must cut their fingers, we must do this, destroy that, no. Fru Ndi will say no till tomorrow. And coming back to what we are going through, it's been a calculated act to bring the Northwest and the Southwest down. Because after the University of Yaoundé, the University of Buea was gaining ground. And the University of Bamenda came and was gaining ground. And so many children were leaving Yaoundé, Douala, up to the schools in Bamenda and Buea. And I think that they saw the game being reversed, culturalization, that before long, all will be Anglophone. So they had to bring all this to scatter the schools, to scatter the systems that we had in place, even the small ones. But I warn Mr. Biya that if he doesn't resolve the problem now, because the boys who are fighting now in the bushes never tested of the real Anglo-Saxon approach that we are talking about. So if he doesn't solve, it will just be a problem being covered and left for a further date. I refused going to wars because I didn't want to plant mines. Today you hear that children are producing their own bombs and blowing places and all the like. That is what I never wanted. Because when they start testing this, we're in.
Thank you so much, Chairman. we will be citing names that you just give a brief opinion. That is a game, like we did say. We are not wanting you to judge anybody. You will simply give an opinion. Like the first name I have, Chairman Atanganji.
2 words.
Well, that's Mr. Bia's minister.
2 words. Atanganji, Mr. Bia minister, is all, Chairman?
All.
Okay. Grégoire Owona.
It's the practical person in the CPDM that can talk to anybody, and I appreciate him.
John Gute.
John Gute is the only prime minister who has invited me to his office and to his house. And I think that the politics, if they are being done that way, things would have been quite different from what we are facing now. Where the other people thought that coming to near Fru Ndi, you will get yourself intoxicated. Mr. Bia will not want you. John Gute, when he came to Bamenda, I invited him to my house. He came and ate. But I did everything to invite the prime ministers from the Northwest. None of them came to my house. So that's the social part of politics that I want to see in Cameroonians.
So Ashidi Ashu and Yan Philemon never came to your house?
They never came. You can ask them. And ask them why.
Rene Sadi.
Rene Sadi is a good talker, but I think he's just like Mr. Bia.
Isa Chiruma.
Isa Chiruma Bakari.
That's Mr. Bia's griot.
Honorable Joshua Osi.
That is a budding politician coming up, and I appreciate him.
You think he can become the SDF chairman after you?
See, this is where the mistake comes in, where people think that you can just take this put. We go to the convention and people choose. We give the opening, people campaign. And what OC is doing now, people are seeing him.
But you support OC. You support OC. You have supported OC at that convention.
I never voted for him.
Okay.
I never voted for him. I never campaigned for him. I give people the opportunity to sell themselves out to the people. And that's why in the SDF we tell you, go out here, take care of this, go out there, take care of that. We are selling you to the people. And when you go take care of the problems in a way that you convince the people that you are a leader, you can be objective in what you are doing. When they want elections, when you stand for elections, they vote for you.
Okay, Honorable Weber, Honorable Joseph Weber.
He's a runaway parliamentarian.
Honorable Awudu Mbaya.
He jumped the boat.
Honorable Jean-Michel Nicho.
Is a telephone politician.
Okay, the last one.
Thank you.
The last one, Maurice Kamto.
I don't know him much, so I cannot make a statement about somebody I don't know much, because since he was minister and became a politician, I've never met with him just to have a handshake for me to feel his hand. Because sometimes when I go around and shake people's hands, the language of the hands speak quite a lot.
Okay, but in 1992, Maurice Kamto was in SDF campaign.
Well, you know, the campaign was so big, and at that moment, I was not seeing people. So I might have seen him and didn't recognize him. But if he went after 1992, then it's unfortunate. If he came closer, I could have known him to give an opinion. And I want to give my opinion where it's due, and I want to be objective in what I'm saying. And it should come true.
Okay, we forget one person, Jean de Dieu Momo.
That's a lousy politician. He does politics. He is a politician of politics.
Okay, Mr. Fru Ndi,
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, before I leave the floor to Modest to conclude our debate, it's 6 o'clock already, 2 hours. Thank you so much for that. But the last question, like a bonus question, PWG of Bamenda today is has won the championship in Cameroon. Some many years ago, you were the president of PWG of Bamenda. What did you have in your how are you feeling when you realize that this year PWG of Bamenda is the champion in Cameroon?
Well, I want to thank those who watered the tree that I planted, and that they didn't allow the tree to dry, and the tree is bearing the fruits now, which all of us will enjoy. I want to thank them and congratulate them, and say winning is one thing, but keeping the flag flying is another thing. They should keep the flag flying.
Modest.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Thank you, Honore. You braved the odds to be here despite what was supposed to hold you. Chairman has dedicated his 2 hours to Cameroonians and to the world at large. And this is the kind of language the chairman has had since the day he entered politics against all odds in 1990, when nobody could dare stand against Biya. Chairman went to the streets. He rekindled hope in Cameroonians. He fought voter apathy, and till today, chairman is strong and kicking. We thank the chairman, and we keep wishing you strong health. And we know that Cameroonians still tap from you because you are a monument, a political monument in Cameroon, for the great deeds you have done to Cameroon and the world at large. You are one of the most charismatic people that Cameroon and Africa has known. And you have been consistent with the language of approach. You have stayed for peace, as Cameroon would have been in total charity since the days you won election and it was rigged. You opted for peace. Chairman, we want to thank you, we of MEDIA2AFRICA, for your dedicated service to Africa, for your truthfulness and honesty to all your political ideologies and staying steadfast. Chairman, we believe that some people who have been close to you grow to be like you in the future, such that Africa continues to have strong and great men like you. We want to thank you for having dedicated your 2 hours to speak to Cameroonians and the world at large. We hope that in the nearest future, we have the opportunity to host you again. We want to thank you and wish you a stronger health. And while we look to meeting you in the nearest future, Chairman, thank you so much. We wish you a great stay in the United States.
The thanks are mine. And I want to thank the Cameroonians who've been listening to me, and to condemn again in very strong terms that we should desist from media blackmail, where the social media now is a tool for blackmailing, trying to blackmail people. We have problems in our hands. Instead of resolving the problems, we are looking at naiveties. It's unfortunate. As I said before, I want we Cameroonians to confess sense that if it's not me, it must be you. If it's not you, it must not be the next person. And then we come back to see how we can build that God-given country. If not as an entity, but as a federated state where people have their own ways to go. I remember when I first mooted the idea of federation to Jean-Jacques Kindi, he told me that, oh, Mr. Chairman, federation means secession. I said, what do you mean? Have you read what we've written? Because before we send people to join us in the SDF, we sent them our program, the project that we had, the constitution, everything, a whole package. Most of the people took the things and formed their own parties. Now, when the boys started fighting, Ekindi said, Chairman, come into my office. I've called a meeting to discuss the Anglophone problem. I'm now a federalist. I say, come and get out. I think we are just babbling. And of course, it's come out true because he's resigned from his party. So he's going back to the CPDM. And this is a man who came out of the CPDM and said he was the elephant, the man to catch the lion hunter. He's run back into the lion's camp. I feel sorry for him and I wish him well. And I wish all other Cameroonians and people of goodwill who are struggling to come up with solutions for the country and to the children that are in the bushes fighting, And more so, I didn't make any statement about the COVID-19. I said it before in other press outings that I would want Cameroonians to follow the international norms, distancing, washing your hands, and not rubbing your faces, and all those things. I said it. I've repeated. I'm still repeating here that if Mr. Biya didn't come out to address the people, let Cameroonians take care of themselves. Please, I want to appeal on this and appeal from the bottom of my heart. They are dear to me. And that's why I'm here trying to treat myself, come back so that we'll continue. I've not given up. The Amazonian boys called me, caught me, and dragged me and did all that I should run. I will not run. I'm there on the spot. A good boxer dies in the ring, not running. When I launched a party, an old man came in from Jakiri, really old, with a very dry chest. He said, Mr. Chairman, a fighter and a leader receive bullet in the chest. If you receive the bullet on your back, it means that you are running away. Then this old man stood drumming. As we were drumming, his chest was starting to fall. I caught him. He said, look, when you are going, I'll be following you. And the man was assuring me that he would follow me. I did not see how he could maybe move even half a kilometer with me. So I want to thank all these people that had given their love, appreciation for the SDF that has stood behind us. So when some of these people could not defeat us on the field of politics, they had to dive into blackmail, which they've been blackmailing. And before Bandam died, they said he took 1.5 billion. I want to make it abundantly clear here that Bandam took nothing from anybody. And all those that are carrying out all this message of blackmail should wait to see what will happen to them in their own blackmail. Fru Ndi will not go out to blackmail, but I'm worshiping a God of justice, and that God of justice will judge us all. God bless you all, Africa, and I wish you all the best, and I hope that when we do have another opportunity, I'll be right there to answer the call. Thank you all. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Chairman. Thank you, Honore. Ladies and gentlemen, this is MEDIA2AFRICA, your dedicated platform. We thank you for tuning in. The chairman has come here for a medical visit, and he will be going back when he gets his health back. He has expressed himself. He has spoken the truth throughout the 2 hours. He has gone back to history and revisited so many good moments. He has equally narrated the difficulties he has gone through, both with secessionists and the government. The chairman today gave his time to speak to all of us who followed this debate. Thank you for tuning in. Media 2 will do its best anytime gifted when we have people of the caliber of the chairman to present to the public. In the nearest future, we'll be bringing in some other political gurus. Ladies and gentlemen, stay connected. Flyers will always go out when we have people to present to you. Other programs will be following. Always take an appointment with me. Thank you for having followed this exclusive interview with the chairman. We wish you a good rest of the evening. Thank you.
We are the best, Fortination. We are the best. Fortunation. Hello, hello. What do you want? Hello, hello. Do you need help? I'm looking for Fortunation. Take me to Fortunation now. I'm looking for Fortunation. Take me to Fortunation now.
Who no know say now you be the best. Who no know say now you be one mama oh, oh, oh. Come on, come on, come on, let's do it now. My baby, my fine baby, my baby, my sweet mama. Let me tell you something about this, my sweet mama. The only woman who give me to grow and make me a man. Thank you, for the love you showed me. Without you, my Bamenda, I don't would exist. Thank you, my Bamenda. Thank you, my homeland. God bless you, my mama. For the son you said for your children, I am proud of you. You are rich. I am proud of you. You are strong. You defeat the whole Cameroon like Africa in the one day. My Bamenda, my fine baby. My Bamenda, my sweet mama. Some people say you too small to change the country. Others say you're not big good for making things work. But just a name in this country, people them they shiver. The way we are picking them, they also people them they wonder. Thank you, my Bamenda. Thank you, my homeland. God bless you, my mama. For the strength you said for your children, I am proud of you. You are rich. I am proud of you. You are strong. You defeat the whole Cameroon like Africa in the one day. My Bamenda, my fine baby. My Bamenda, my sweet mama. My brothers and sisters all over the world. Whatever you do, always think about your home. It's a place where you will come back some days. Let's clean it up, let's build it up. Thank you, my Bamenda. Thank you, my homeland. God bless you, my mama. For the sweat you sweat for your children. I am proud of you. You are rich. I am proud of you. You are strong. You defeat the whole Cameroon like Africa in the one day. My Bamenda, my fine baby. My Bamenda, my sweet mama. All the hardworking sons and daughters of this great northwest region of Cameroon, I want you to stand up and dance, because the time has come when we have to put our heads and hands together in order to build this our lovely and only region. My Bamenda, my fine baby. My Bamenda, my sweet mama. Thank you, my Bamenda. Thank you, my homeland. God bless you, my mama. For the sweat you said for your children, I am proud of you. You are rich. I am proud of you. You are strong. You defeat the whole Cameroon like Africa in the one day.
Quite a course master. Everybody want dance quite a course. Everybody want dance quite a course. Come dance, come dance, mama, come dance, mama, come dance, bro, come dance, come dance. Everybody come dance, everybody come dance. This not the kind of dance way to make all man to the jolly jolly, to the jolly jolly. This not the kind of dance way to make everybody to the yolly yolly, to the yolly yolly. Papa go the yolly yolly, mama go the yolly yolly, quite a bossa. This dance get too much swagger. Usai mami yanga, come show me how to shake that banda, shake that banda. Small quite up, small quite up, small makosa, small makosa. Where did you go, babe? Where did you go, babe? Quite a bossa, quite a bossa, quite a bossa. Everybody want dance, quite a bossa, quite a bossa, quite a bossa, quite a bossa. Everybody want dance, quite a bossa. Who break quite a bossa? Burn over. Who break quite a bossa? Burn over. Who break quite a bossa? Burn over. Burn over. Burn over. Who break quite a bossa? Burn over. Who break quite a bossa? Burn over. Who break quite a bossa? Burn over. Burn over. Burn over. Granting with a man of a vaca, do do. Yella ni sini, make a vaca for banin joje. Akafia bong bong, where aku ye je. This na the kind of dancing kayonga joku lebe. This na the kind of dancing kayonga foku yobe. This na the kind of dancing kayonga choku jo.
Sapology Italiano, a place where quality and affordability go hand in hand. Are you looking to purchase suits for your wedding, special events, or even just your day-to-day life? We got you covered. We have all your needs met at Sapology Italiano.
From this store, Sapology Italiano, I buy my suits, I buy my jeans, I buy my khaki pants, I buy my sports jackets, I buy my shoes, stockings, shirts and ties, corporate dressing, casual dressing.
Our products range from a variety of high-quality suits of all types and sizes, Italian shoes, boots, and a variety of other gentlemen's shoes, male accessories such as ties, bow ties, and much more. We also sell fashionable female attires such as pants, suits, dresses, great evening wears, designer bags, shoes, accessories, and much more. We also send money worldwide with the best exchange rates ever. Come visit us at Bellway Plaza Mall across from Burlington. See you.